Obviously, there are many answers to this question. We've already seen two. But I am choosing to be human means to worship. Now, worship has always been a human attribute that is unique to humans and essential to human life. And it always will be an attribute that humans have. We cannot imagine a life without worship. I'm going to give examples from the Bible, from history, and from literature. And I'm going to give you the Bible first. Now, the Bible is full of worship, obviously, because it is a religious book. But the three examples from the Bible I'm going to use are the golden calf, the Israelites when they were in Egypt, and Elijah's miracle from 1 Kings 8. The golden calf was a god that Egyptians had Aaron, Moses' brother, make because they were tired of worshiping a god that they could not see and were not positive was actually there. They wanted a god that they could see, feel, and touch. Feel and touch the same thing. That they could worship, that would help them live. It is possible to worship really anything, a god, an idea, or an animate being, or an inanimate being. Like the calf that was made. When the Israelites were in Egypt, there were at least 9 gods that represented different parts of Egypt that were all destroyed by the 9 plagues that God sent when Pharaoh would not let his people go. There were gods for things such as the Nile that were spirits, but the Egyptians had their interpretations in hieroglyphics of the gods that they would worship. So they were worshiping more than one invisible god that they would pray to for specific needs. Elijah in 1 Kings had a kind of a competition with these worshippers of Baal to see whose god was real. They both made sacrifices from a bull on an altar, but did not light it on fire. And the god was gonna set it on fire to see whose god was real. The Baal worshippers' altar never did catch on fire, but Elijah's did. God set it on fire, caught it on fire, and then after Elijah poured water on the altar, it still did not go out. This shows that people even make up their own excuses because they said that their God might have been relieving himself in the restroom. And that's why he did not do anything about the altar. It was actually an excuse that they made. Like legitimately. But that shows that people have to have worship, whether it be a god, whatever, they have to worship something. There are people that say that they have no religion, but they are wrong about that because they worship the idea that they don't have a religion. That's what their life is surrounded by and what their life is built off of. Now from history, there's also a ton of worship exhibited, but I'm going to use the Enlightenment as an example because the Enlightenment is really when people started to become thinkers and really question their lives and what it was that they were doing. Now, prior to the Enlightenment, most of the governments were based off of God's laws. But since the Enlightenment, people have been making their own rules because they believe that they have a strong enough mind to determine what's right or wrong. They begin to worship their self and think that they are higher than God in the mindset. So they would make their own religions, their own versions of different religions and of science that would cause debate between a whole lot of people. Another example from history is Martin Luther it was preaching against indulgences and relics, which were kind of like mini gods for Romans, because they would, an indulgence was basically a sheet of paper that someone wrote up and said, pay for this, sign here, you'll go to heaven. People worshipped those indulgences and said that they were true and believed that they were true and built their life around them. Worship actually is a real center for your life, and your life will be built around whatever you worship. Yes.
What do you mean people worship indulgences? Because I think more they believed in that they were true, but I don't. What do you mean by worship?
Well, it's not like they didn't, worship does not have to mean bowing down to it and praying to it, but it's really making it the center of your life and what matters most to you. And that's what they were doing with the indulgences and the relics, like the skull of John the Baptist. They would pray to that in hopes that it would, like, I guess, send the message to God and allow them to go to heaven.
You guys could, please wait for him to be done before we ask some questions.
From literature, whether it be fiction or nonfiction, there is still worship in it, especially if it's nonfiction. But that is because we literally cannot imagine a life without worship. J.R.R. Tolkien in the trilogy of Lord of the Rings put worship in those 3 books as well. I'll give 3 examples from that. Gollum worships power through the ring because he has searched for the ring ever since he has lost it in the caves when Bilbo found it by Gollum's little island. Gollum used power to take the ring in the first place, and that started a downfall for him because he began to worship the power, and it needed to be in his life. He got addicted to it, addicted to the ring, and he could not live without it. Sauron is kind of the same way, because he made the ring of power to control all of the rings so that he will have world dominance. The hobbits worship, it's a completely different kind of worship. It's really they're worshiping a state of being, like the calm and serene life that they want to live without any interruptions, going anywhere, or they just kind of want to stay in one place and live a super peaceful life. Researching